Now, what are the objectives of evaluation? It diagnoses the weakness or learning difficulties. Okay, like suppose a maths teacher has taught two topics. Okay, one is suppose rational number and one is the fractions. Okay, after the completion of the topic, the teacher took a test, and in that test, the learner underperformed in the term rational number. So it is evident that if there are the test of two subject and if a student is underperforming is a one specific topic, it means that the learner is facing some difficulty in that topic. Okay, so with the help of evaluation, a teacher can diagnose the weakness or learning difficulties, and uh, further teacher can remove it, okay, by just uh, taking some extra care of that particular thing, okay, or by some other means. So it helps in the diagnosis of the weakness and to work on that thing, to test the achievement of the student, what a student has achieved in a class. Evaluation helps in that. Is it to help in prognosis means like it help in just like a teacher can easily judge that what a probable outcome is, like during the class, or like oral evaluations are there, okay, or any other evaluations before the main evaluation, like the surprise test, like that. So it helps in uh, prognosis means the probable outcome, what the probable outcome may be. It helps in judging that also, to familiarize the teacher with the nature of people learning development and process. The teacher will familiarize with the nature of the people, that how a people is learning in the class, how a learner is learning in the class, what are the difficulties, okay, what are some some good thing about the learner. So teacher will learn about that. To measure the efficiency of the teachers, evaluation also help in measuring the efficiency of learner as well as teacher, okay, because if uh, like if consider a situation that there are 40 students in the class, and all the 40 students underperformed in certain test, okay, and after the test was happened, the teacher will take a class again on the doubt and again took a test, okay. In that test again the class underperformed, the class was not performing well. So it means that there may be some problem with the teaching style, okay, that the learners are not able to get the idea what the teacher is teaching. So it also measures the efficiency of teachers. To measure the fitness of students for promotion and admission to higher courses. If you are passed in the one class, then you are promoted to the next class. So if you get fail in any class, so you will not able to go to the next class. So we will measure it by evaluation, that the student is able to move to the next class or not. To acquaint the parents with the progress of their work, since in a school there are only learner and a teacher, parents are not aware of the thing what the learner is learning in the classroom. So with the help of evaluation, there are the parent teacher meeting happening in the school that help the parents to familiarize with the progress of their student, their child, to help in selection in jobs. Obviously, the CGPA helps in the selection. A good CGPA will get through the jobs well, and a low CGPA may be a problem. So, any doubt in this slide, you can ask.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Functions of evaluation. What evaluation does? Feedback. First thing is what? feedback to assess the strength and weakness. So just recall the report card thing that we that we got report cards of your classroom, like if you are um, going promoting from class 8th to 9th, you get a report card. Okay, and that report card, your marks are mentioned, your positive things are mentioned, your negative things are mentioned. Okay, so these are your feedback. Feedback contains positive things as well as the negative things. So feedback helps in assessing the strength and weakness of a learner. Motivation, like if you are getting good marks, you will motivated to get in the next evaluation also, and if you are getting not good marks, so you will be motivated to work hard and perform well in the next evaluation. The mere realization that you would be evaluated encourages a learner to work harder. Just imagine a situation like this class is going on, okay? This your online classes are going on, and after the class, you know that you have to appear for a exam, a CBT exam of UGC NTA, okay? And you have to perform in that class. So you are just learning by the classes, learning by yourself, solving the questions, reading the multiple sources, okay? But remember the situation, this class is going on, and after the class, there is nothing to do. No one is there to evaluate what you have learned. So it may it may work negatively for the learner. No? Like learner knows that after the class there is no one to ask questions. There is not any assessment, not any monthly test, anything. So it will just demotivates the learner, okay? And just a realization that you would be evaluated, so it will encourages the learner to work hard. This point is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, better guidance necessary for the growth of the learners. So, evaluation provides three things: feedback, motivation, and better guidance. Now, what are the techniques of evaluation? Which kind of evaluation we can use to assess the learner? The first is quantitative, okay, and the second is qualitative. Quantitative means it is associated with some numbers, like out of 20, like out of 20, they are giving you some marks, or like out of 100, they are giving you some marks. So quantitative is associated with numbers. Like for oral, if you say that your oral will be of 10 marks and you have to get marks from 10, and written is of 20 marks, practical is of 10 marks. Okay, so quantitative evaluation is associated with numbers, and qualitative it assesses the values, okay, like honesty, this type of thing. So on the basis of nature, this classification is on the basis of nature. It can be classified into quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative, oral, written, and practical. Okay, in oral, like viva, you all have been through this viva thing. Written examination. In written examination, there may be essay type questions, there may be short answer type questions, there may be MCQ, or broadly we can say that there may be subjective questions, as well as there may be some objective questions. Okay, in written examination, and in examination, practical evaluation, there are experimental evaluation. Okay. Now, qualitative evaluation, it is the quality. When we are assessing the quality of anything, we are judging the quality of anything. Like questionnaires that we fill after the shopping, that how was the experience? Okay, some may ask rate out of 10, or some ask for stars. Okay, give a 3-star, 5-star. Uh, the observations and interview, like we have took interview of someone, and on the basis of that interview we are judging them. Okay, like in your MBA examination, so if there are a pre-entry test, okay, before the entry there is a test that is your entrance test. So that is your quantitative evaluation. They are uh, evaluating you in the terms of some numbers, okay. And in that MBA, when there is a viva, so that viva is for assessing the qualities of a candidate. So that viva thing is that viva or that interview thing is the qualitative evaluation, right? Now the checklists and the rating scales. You are aware of the rating scales like Swiggy, they ask you for the ratings. In Ola, they ask you for ratings. Okay, and for the checklist, like we are taking an interview of a candidate, and we have to like measure the 5 quantities, and we have prepared certain questions, okay, and on the basis of that questions we have to just evaluate that whether the candidate possess that quality or not. Suppose we have prepared a question that would you like to pick things up that are lying on your desk, okay, and if the candidate answered yes or no, so we have some like if it is associated with something like honesty, okay, it stands for honesty. So in the checklist we have like check the this thing honesty, like the candidate is having the quality of honesty, okay. So these are the checklists. So these are the qualitative evaluation, and this is the quantitative evaluation. On the basis of nature, there are two type of evaluation. And on the basis of phase of instruction, okay, on the basis of nature, there are two. On the basis of phase of instruction, there are four type of evaluation. First evaluation is placement before teaching. This evaluation is done before teaching. Like if you are when we change our school, when the school of a learner is changed, so before getting admission in any class there is a test, okay, to assess that if the learner want to take admission in class 7th, whether he has the he has that intelligence, he has that aptitude of class 7th or not. So placement level is done before teaching. Formative is during the teaching, like the teaching is going on, and in that case formative assessment is done, like the teacher is teaching the topic of cell, okay, and he took a test of that topic. So formative assessment is done during the top teaching, and diagnostic is also done during the teaching to help it help in knowing the problems that a learner might be experiencing, okay, and summative is done after teaching. Clear? Placement is done before teaching, formative is during teaching, diagnostic during teaching, summative is during teaching. Any doubt?
Ma'am, again, tell the difference between formative and diagnostic.
No, there is no particular difference between diagnostic is done, it is intentional. Formative is not intentional. Formative is just there assessing a learner, and in diagnostic it is done purposely to know the shortcomings, to know the failures of the teaching system. And here formative is done for assessing the knowledge of a learner. Okay, as the word suggests, it is diagnostic, means diagnosis of some problem. Okay, so it is intentionally done for this, and formative is
Yes,
done
ma'am.
for clear.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubt from this slide?
No, ma'am.
So, now placement evaluation. Okay. The key word which is used for placement assessment is the entry behavior. Okay. As you remember, placement evaluation are done before the learner is getting into something. Okay. So this is also termed as entry behavior. It ascertains the knowledge and skill the student possesses, which are necessary at the beginning of instruction in a given subject area. Okay. Like your UGC exam, UGC that UGC NET examination. So your this examination is the entry behavior examination, and you are not just after this examination you are not able to just get a job. This is just the entry behavior. Like if you pass this examination, it means that you are eligible for becoming an assistant professor, and for that job you have to again appear for some kind of exam or interview. So this is just the entry behavior. It is happening at the beginning of which are necessary at the beginning of instructions in the given subject area. Evaluation of entry behavior is done just before the teaching starts. A teacher should know the previous knowledge of the student. Okay, like if a teacher is teaching something to a learner, so and if he is knowing the intelligence level of his student, so it is easy for the teacher to teach them. Okay, because it will help the teacher to use their previous existing knowledge. This helps teacher to organize teaching learning activities according to the previous knowledge of the learner. It helps teacher to organize or to use the to organize teacher learning activities and to use the learner's previous knowledge in the class. Now, what are the examples of placement evaluation? Before admission in MBA, there is the test. Okay, entrance examination, the written test, the group interview, and the interview is conducted. So these are the placement evaluation, also known as entry behavior, and just done before the starting of anything. Okay. Now the formative evaluation. It is also known as internal evaluation. It is done during the program before its completion. Okay, it is done during the program before its completion. It focuses on the process. It is conducted more than once depending upon the length of the activity. You have seen, I think, formative assessment 1, formative assessment 2. Okay, so this type of sorry. So it is done during the program before its completion, like formative assessment 1, FA1, FA2. Okay, so it can be done more than one time. It focuses on the process. It conducted more than once, depending upon the length of the activity. This evaluation gives student the feedback. See, evaluation is also a type of feedback. It is just a type of feedback. So it gives student the feedback regarding his or her success, failure in achieving the instructional objective. If the learner is performing well in the assessment, it means that the predetermined objectives are being achieved. And if not, the teacher just can repeat the process, repeat the thing, and again take the FS. It also identifies any learning error that need to be corrected. For a teacher, formative evaluation provide information for making instructions and remedies. Very important. Like we can assess the knowledge of a learner, and also if there is some shortcomings are there, we can also use the remedies to help them to help the learners to get through the problem they are facing. Remedy is more effective. Formative evaluation is quite helpful in the early stage of a development of a program. Formative evaluation, see, it is true that it is done during the program. But if we are evaluating, if we are using formative evaluation in the early stage of the learning, so it will be more helpful. Okay, so we can use the formative evaluation in the early stage of the development of a program. Any doubts on this placement evaluation and formative evaluation?
No, ma'am.
Next, diagnostic evaluation. When the formative evaluation, while the formative evaluation determined the extent to which students accomplish the learning targets, the diagnostic evaluation goes a step further and tries to provide an explanation for the possible cause for problems in the learning. Like in the formative assessments, they just tell that what the students have achieved and what not. But like if they are underperforming in the formative assessment, and after that a diagnostic evaluation will be done, and it will help to know the reason that the teacher did not take the lecture, the student were absent in the class while the thing that was asked in the formative assessment was taught, the student was absent, the student was not attentive in the class, okay, and the the chapter was not explained properly, okay, only the written thing was done, no explanation thing was done. So why their learner sorry, why the learner is underperforming, so with the help of diagnostic evaluation we can figure it out, okay. It is used for explaining the possible cause for problems in learning. Thus, diagnostic tests are more comprehensive and detailed. Diagnostic evaluation is done at any time. Okay, we can done it at any time. And for formative assessment, that are helpful if they are done at the early stage. And diagnostic evaluation is done at any time in the program to pinpoint anything wrong in the program. This helps the This helps the teacher in correcting the problems immediately, hereby improving the course. Now, the summative evaluation, as the name suggests, is done at the end or the completion of the course. Okay. Now, the placement evaluation is done at the beginning of a course. Formative assessment is helpful if we done formative assessment in the early stage. Diagnostic can be done at any time, and summative evaluation is done at the end of the course. It determines the extent to which objectives of instructions have been achieved and is used for assigning course grades. Okay, like we get the grades, we get the divisions, okay, positions. So, summative evaluation helps in that. Summative evaluation generally include oral reports, projects, term paper, and teacher-made achievement test, and it shows how good or how satisfactory the student is in accomplishing the objectives of the instruction. So these are the four kind of evaluation on the basis of phase of instruction, and on the basis of nature there are two type of evaluation: quantitative and qualitative. Okay. So any questions from this slide? Now computer-based testing. I have explained this multiple times in our classes. Here it is just written in this form. Now ICT have now become an essential component in higher education in India. We are using information communication and technology in every field. In higher education, we are using it in every field. Okay, CBT seems to be a catalyst for changes in the pedagogical method. CBT is just fuming the things. Okay, it is we can use it as a catalyst. It brings about a transformation in learning, pedagogy, curriculum in educational institutions. Thus, evaluation system is shifting from traditional assessment to CBT. Okay, like first we use the traditional assessment like pen paper test, this type of test, and now we are using CBTs, which is more accurate and authentic. Okay, there in CBT, there is no human error in CBT. Like a teacher is teaching, sorry, if a teacher is evaluating, he is checking the answer sheet. The teacher may be partial with the student that he liked in the class. Okay, that he is impressed. Now, suppose a teacher is impressed by any student, so there may be some favoritism while checking the sheets. Okay, so and also there is some human error also, or like the energy which is present in the checking of the first copy in comparison to the energy that is present while checking the last copy. So there this thing also make a difference in the marks of the learner. Okay, so CBT system is more accurate and more authentic. The trend to opt this system of evaluation is increasing in Indian higher education system due to several cases of cheating or proxy testing. You are aware of that, okay? You are aware of that cheating or proxy testing in high stake competitive exam in recent years. So why CBT are used? It is more accurate and authentic. It eliminates the cheating and proxy system. Okay. Now, what are the benefits? More frequent testing opportunity, data-rich result, increasing candidates' reach. Okay. Now, CBT includes two tests. First is linear test. Second is adaptive test. Linear test is this involve a full-length examination in which computer selects different questions for individuals without considering their performance level. Here the paper is fixed, right? There are 100 questions. You have to solve the 100 questions. Okay. Okay. First, just imagine this test. Then you will understand the linear test itself. Here the computer select the range of questions based upon the performance level of the individual. Like on the screen there is a one question, and on the scale of easy, moderate to difficult, the question is on easy scale, and you have done very good in that question, and there are 10 easy questions and you have performed very well. So now the 11th question will be of moderate range. Okay, and if you are performing very well in the moderate range also, the questions will come in of the difficult range. And if you are solving the question wrong in the first stage, that is the easiest stage. And if you are answering the question wrong, so the computer will not move you to the next level. Or just imagine a situation like a game which is app based. Like there are levels in that game. Na? Level 1, like if we play crosswords, so there are levels like level 1, and if you're performing well, then level 2. Okay, in order to get to level 2, level 3, level 4, you have to clear the previous levels. So adaptive tests are that in which the questions are taken from a very large pool of possible questions categorized by content and difficulty. In adaptive test, the next question is the next question depends on your answer of the present question. Okay, so the next question depends on the answer of your present question. Like GMAT, in GMAT examination, they use this type of pattern, adaptive test. Or in any app, you can see level 1, level 2, level 3 are there. And linear test is just opposite. Here it is a full length paper. You understand these two things, linear test and adaptive test?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts from this slide?
No, ma'am.
In India, CBT has been started for number of exams such as IBPS or banking examination, and currently by NTA to conduct examination like UGC NET, the NET examination, etc. Factors contributing to use CBT: growth in number of internet users. Like why we are shifting to CBT? Nowadays, in every household, there is a one phone with working internet connection. Vaguely, okay, not the 100%. If we not say the 100%, for in 80% of the houses, you can find phones with the internet connection, at least one phone. So the number of internet users have been increased in the last years. CBT is user friendly. Okay, like you don't feel any difficulty while uh, uh, answering the questions in CBT mode. There is a very simple. You have just answer and put a cursor on that OMR dots and it will be black. So that is very easy also. Elimination of human error and bias. I have explained this point, and it is cost effective also. We can save the paper, save the environment. Okay, so we can conclude that CBT provides students fair and accurate scores, free from cheating, save hard work of honest candidate, and remove prejudice from the process. Any doubt from evaluation?
No, ma'am.
This is all about evaluation. Nothing is asked like beyond this thing. Okay, this is all about evaluation. If you read this, you will be able to solve the question. I'm not saying that all the question will come from this, but using this concept, you can solve all the questions of evaluation. Now, choice-based credit system. If anyone has any idea about a choice-based credit system, you want to tell? I have told this thing you in the Swayam courses.
Ma'am, it means probably we can take the subject that interests us because earlier, now it is happening. Earlier, it was a very fixed way of taking a particular course. We had a list of subjects that we had to mandatorily complete and take only those. We can't take anything more or less. Now, it depends on our interest. We can club and take different kinds of subjects in a particular what do we say, a course that we are going to take.
Yes, and
Probably
there are
including
certain.
math with history was never possible. Now
Yes,
these things are made possible.
yes. Okay, we can club different subjects, and also there are certain credits associated with that that we can use further. Okay, so introduced by UGC, the CBC choice-based credit system. Uh, in a previous year question, they just asked the full form of the CBCS. Okay, this type of question, very easy question was that, like, what is the full form of CBCS? What is choice-based credit system? The CBCS is a student-centric course that allows students to choose the subjects. The subjects can be at a basic or advanced level. Instead of conventional marking system, the CBCS use the credits. Okay. The CBCS in higher education provides flexibility in preparing the curriculum. Flexibility, like learners can learn uh, in accordance with their pace. Flexibility in preparing the curriculum and granting credits based on course intensity and teaching hours. Like there are teaching hours associated with the course. Like if they made a course and they attach it that course that it has to be completed in 40 hours. Okay, and out of 40 hours, if you have and out like the course is of 40 hours and there is 20 credit marks associated with that course, and suppose you have attended a 20-hour class, you are not able to attend the full class, you have attended a 20-hour class, so uh, you will get the 10 credit marks for that. And imagine a situation like if uh, if you haven't appeared for the annual examination of class 9, class 10, okay, so you are just fail, you they don't promote you to the next class. But in this type of system, if you are just attending the half thing, you're getting the half thing. Okay, just like uh, how much your effort is, you are getting that much thing. So this is the thing, like for courses of 40 hours and you have attended it for 20 hours, so you will get 10 CGPA or the 10 credit associated with that course, and you can use that credit further. It helps students to pursue courses of their choice, study at their own pace. courses of their own choice. Elective subjects are there. You can study what you want to study. Study at their own pace. Learn extra courses. Acquire more than the required credits. You can acquire the credits more than required, and you can use them later on. What are the features of CBCS? Provide student, you know all these things because the SWAYAM is a CBCS, okay, and you have read the features of SWAYAM, so you know all these things. So CBCS provides student with greater flexibility in choice of courses. BTech candidate can opt for humanities subjects. Like if you can read maths and history, maths and polity at the same time. Students can choose courses at basic or advanced level. The learner can choose course accordingly. Learner acquire job-oriented skills. Highly motivated students get the chance to gain extra credits. You can also gain extra credits to use them. Student can choose their multidisciplinary course too. Multidisciplinary is what you are a science student and you are opting for a art subject. Okay. Credits can be transferred if a student changes his university. And if a student is changing his university, credits can be transferred. Okay. CBCS is a step toward moving away from numerical marking to grading system. Three type of course choice to the students are there. First is the core subject. Second is the elective. And third is the foundation subject. Core subject is what? Students need to choose a core subject compulsorily. Like it is compulsory to choose a core subject. You can't elect it. Okay, like if you are a BTech student, so there are certain core subjects that you have to study in your BTech. Okay, like there is some if you are a mechanical engineer, so there are certain things that you have to study not to become a mechanical engineer. So there are core subjects you have that a learner have to choose for completion of the credit requirement. Elective courses, these subjects have more generic content and aim to increase the student skills. As the name suggests, these are elective. The learner can elect the subject. They expose the student to subjects that are not in their curriculum. Students get the freedom to opt for the subject of their interest. Okay, the learner can learn the subject of his or her own interest. Foundation, also referred as ability enhancement courses. The foundation courses offer value-based subject, okay, that led to knowledge enhancement. Such value-based subject can help students grab extra career opportunities in the long run. And what the courses includes? The course could include the lectures, tutorials, lab work also, field work, outreach activity, field activity, project work, vocational training. Vocational training means skill training. Viva, seminars, paper, assignment, presentation, self-study, and so on, or a mix of these. So the course include all these things. The grading method is thought to be superior to traditional mark system, and as a result, it is used by best universities in India and internationally. Now, if you see, we are shifting from the traditional marking system, we are shifting to the grading system. Like they are just giving you grades, A, okay, A plus, B, B plus. So now this is very popular. The grading system is almost replacing the traditional mark system. So these are the grades they are using. Like if the grade point is 100, if the CGPA is 100, they can just give you a O or outstanding. If it is 9, okay, 9 means 9 to 10. For 9 to 10, they are giving you A plus. Like if you are getting 91, your friend is getting 98. Okay, so both the student will get the A plus. And from 80 to 90, 8 to 9, it is A. Like if you are getting 80, your friend is getting 89. Okay, so they will both fall into this category. Very good category. So this is the grading system. Now the questions. Solve the questions quickly. First question. CBCS of index graduate level includes. We had discussed just now this question.
A, B, C. Option A.
Yeah, it's option A, ma'am.
Very good.
Yes.
It's option A. Next question.
Option A, A, B, C.
CBC allows student to choose which of the following interdisciplinary skill-oriented papers. Okay, so these three are
Yeah,
correct.
they,
Inter, infra, and self-oriented papers. See, this is Gyagne's learning. I will teach you this after the completion of Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, so just leave this. I don't know why this is present here. Our next class will be of Bloom's taxonomy, okay? And let me show you the syllabus.